I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev
was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you named is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
To go to the 12th round, that's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show, you know? You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve.
He's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I was just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started hitting me like, all right, man, maybe he on to something. You know, and then I started sizing him up, and I'm like, all right, well, Canelo 5'7". You know, my arm's long.
Terence Crawford isn't just moving up in weight to challenge Canelo Alvarez. He's sending a message, a knockout message. This feels less like a business decision and more like a personal mission. Crawford recently revealed he accepted only $10 million for the fight, far less than what a fighter of his stature would normally earn for such a high-profile bout. But for Crawford, it was never about the money. It's about legacy. It's about doing something almost no one in boxing history has done, becoming a 3-time undisputed world champion across 3 different weight classes, including one he has never fought in before. And after knocking Canelo out, Crawford says he plans to drop back down to 154 pounds and become undisputed once again, just to prove, once and for all, that he's the greatest fighter of his generation.
But she been ready. I've been ready. What you talking about? You know the real deal. You know the real deal. You know the real deal.
Somebody smack the shit out of your girl, man. Shut up.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
I got $10 million for that fight. I'm doing it for the opportunity, for the legacy. The legacy outweighs the money. 3-time undisputed, coming soon. I might go back down to 154 and do it again. Crawford said in a recent interview with AK and Barrack. That kind of mindset is rare in modern boxing, especially for someone who's already 37 years old, a former undisputed champion at both lightweight and welterweight, and someone who, on paper, has nothing left to prove but for Crawford. This is no longer about money or records. It's about chasing a level of greatness that only comes around once in a generation.
Great show, you know? You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think do it.
What makes this pursuit even more astonishing is that Crawford isn't easing into the 168-pound division. There's no tune-up fight, no warm-up. His first step into super middleweight is a direct clash with Canelo Alvarez, a man who has ruled that division for nearly a decade. Canelo has been comfortable at super middleweight since 2018 and has remained dominant there, most recently defending his titles against William Skull in May, reaffirming his status as the undisputed super middleweight champion. Crawford knows exactly what he's walking into, but is not backing down. In fact, he's confident. He's not just expecting a win, he's predicting a finish. A knockout. If that happens, it won't just be a victory. It will be a moment that shakes the entire boxing world.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently. And it'll be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody.
This fight isn't just massive because of Crawford's ambition. It's also because both fighters are so confident in their own victory that they are already looking past each other. Canelo, speaking to the Ring magazine, made it clear that his eyes are still on a rematch with Dmitry Bivol. That's a fight he wants, the one that haunts him. I hope I get the opportunity to have a rematch with Bivol. That's the only fight at 175 I would really take. But we'll see. Canelo said, I want to tell myself, hey, you learned something from that fight. Here are the things you don't need to do again. I have that drive inside me that says you need to show that you're a better fighter than him.
For fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo, so no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit.
This mindset suggests that, in Canelo's eyes, Crawford is more of a stepping stone than a true threat. But that could be the very mistake Crawford is counting on. Interestingly, both fighters seem to believe they are the ones with nothing to prove. That kind of confidence, on both sides, sets the stage for an explosive showdown. The fight, set for September 13th, is already creating serious buzz, even though the official venue hasn't yet been confirmed. When asked recently about the possibility of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas hosting the bout, Canelo responded, "We're still working on that, but we're going to make sure everything is the best."
Crawford. But you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
Other than the size difference and having to put on some weight, what challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
I don't know. I just think, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys.
Boxing insiders haven't held back on their predictions, and opinions are sharply divided. Former world champion Tony Bellew made a bold statement about the matchup. Canelo likes to fight at his own pace. It always has to be on his terms. But is not going to get that with Terence Crawford. I just think Crawford will outwork him, pot-shot him, and win on points. Bellew acknowledged that Canelo is understandably the favorite, but added, all good things come to an end. And by the way, if I'm wrong, and Canelo does beat Terence, becoming the first man to do it, then he deserves all the credit in the world. Because no one's figured out Terence Crawford yet.
Well, great performance tonight.
No, I feel great. I win, I come to put a great show, but to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with Williams' score?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him.
That's the underlying tension heading into this fight. Terence Crawford has never been beaten. No one has cracked the code. Not at 135, not at 140, not at 147. Now, for the first time, he's jumping an entire weight class to try and do it again. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez has only 2 losses, one early in his career to Floyd Mayweather, and another to Dmitry Bivol in 2022. Other than that, he's looked nearly unbeatable, especially at 168 pounds, where he's at a clear edge in both experience and comfort. But Crawford brings something to the ring that can't be taught. Hunger. A fire that no one can manufacture.
You just come to... You can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he say, I'm sorry. It's my first time and I just tried to put a good fight and I'm so sorry. That's fine.
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put.
I want this fight now.
Well, I've been wanting to fight. I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both coming in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So,
when asked about Canelo's chances in the Bivol rematch, some voices were blunt that there's no way he beats Bivol. There's just no way, said one expert. Styles make fights, and as much as I'd love to see a Mexican hero win in that ring, I just don't see it. On the other hand, Caleb Plant, who shared the ring with Canelo, offered a more balanced view. I'll give Crawford a shot. I don't know who wins. Honestly, there are weight classes for a reason, but at the same time, Terence is different. His special abilities, special mental toughness, special strength. Plant didn't choose a winner, but he echoed the sentiment that many in boxing now share. Crawford is a rare breed. He's obsessed with discipline and fights with a chip on his shoulder that hasn't faded, even after achieving greatness. Interview 9. Plant added something else that boxing fans love to hear. I feel like this Crawford versus Canelo matchup will be much more fan-friendly. Bud's not going to be running around the ring for 12 rounds. I can assure you that's not in his blood, and it's not in Canelo's either. If that holds true, this fight won't just be historic, it'll be entertaining. High-level boxing often turns into a cautious chess match, but with both men so confident and both feeling like they still have something to prove, despite already cementing their legacies, the chances of a slow-paced bout seem slim. Instead, we might be in for a battle of wills.
Every time I see him, he'd come and be like, Canelo.
Yeah, you know how Bill do it too, yeah.
So every time, I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, you know, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like okay, and he's not that big, you know, he heavy, but he not that big,
right?
You know, and I was just like, all right, I'm laughing, but at the same time it started.
Not everyone sees it going Crawford's way. Sebastian Fundora was straightforward when asked about Crawford's chances. I don't think so. Canelo is more comfortable at 168. He's been fighting at that weight for 4 or 5 years now. Fundora's take wasn't just about size. He pointed to timing and where Crawford has only fought once in the past year and will be turning 38 by the time he steps into the ring in September. Fundora noted signs of slowing down in Crawford's last fight against Israel Madrimov. He didn't look like the spring chicken he once was. Age has started to catch up.
I feel sorry for him. But he's boxing. He's boxing, and you know things happen.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, of course. It was the fight.
He was a good dancer.
Yeah.
Would you rather see him fight Gus Haney again or Rowley again?